what's up, everybody? It's Local Joe. Welcome to episode number 5. So today we have a special event. I actually went out of our office this week and went over to Mark White and Associates and did a. They have a little spot at their place where we could set up the podcast. So I really appreciate those guys allowing us to do that there. And the great part was Joe Chidiac, their director of sales. You'll be seeing him in a minute here as we did a podcast together. So I really appreciate Joe and Mark taking time to help us and go over how they do recruiting and some of the things that make them successful over there. So before we get to that, though, I wanted to ask you to subscribe, share, and follow me on all the socials. It's Local Joe Farmington Hills. Again, you can find me on all the socials, Local Joe Farmington Hills. Uh, let's see, let's get to our local news here. So I actually was kind of slacking this week. I wasn't paying attention too much to the local news. I was kind of had my head down and doing my own thing this week. Um, I don't have a lot to say about that. The one thing I will say is that it warmed up this week and it was great, and the market seems to be starting to pick up. I've really noticed an uptick in the calls I've been getting and just the action and things that are happening in the real estate world, and just in general, people are excited. Spring, I know it's kind of early to say spring has sprung, but it's definitely getting there. And now that, yeah, so that's great. Excited about that. So let's see a little bit of news about what I've been up to this week. I continue to read this book I've been reading by Michael Dell, Play Nice But Win. The one thing that kind of stood out to me about that book, first of all, it's a great book. Gives you a little bit of insight into how big businesses are started. How a lot of them start small. That was the case with him. He actually started selling computers out of his dorm room when he went to college. So that was really interesting, and it just showed the entrepreneur spirit that he has. He was constantly just reinventing what was going on and making adjustments to make things work as he was going along. So I thought that was a great story. He talks about also just dealing with his parents, which was and can be for a lot of people a big challenge. A lot of our parents, they want what's best for us, and they think that college is best for you. And so when you're already in college and then you just start selling computers out of your dorm room and quit going to classes, that might cause an alarm for some parents. So that was interesting. And then the other thing that stood out to me about it was just how complex large corporations are, and especially when they start talking about merging or doing acquisitions with other companies or going public, and just with all the amount of money that's involved, how important it is that everything stays confidential, especially while they're in the process of trying to plan a merger or things like that. So he was talking about how they meet in out of way hotels under deep cover. So that was interesting to me and exciting, and just how they. He also mentioned a few other things about how there was some people trying to do some like hostile takeovers and things like that. So great book. Found it interesting. The other thing I found a little interesting this week was something I heard on Housing Wire Daily. As I've mentioned before, it's my favorite place to go to find out market stats and how the market's been doing. Uh, I really trust Mogan Lodashami. He's an expert, in my opinion, about the markets and the economy in general, and he has a really good grasp on the numbers, and just in his head, he seems to know everything. So I really enjoyed them. But actually, the one I saw was a interview with Sarah Wheeler, and she was interviewing someone from NAR. I don't remember off the top of my head who it was, but what I found interesting was that 1 in 10 new home buyers are cash buyers. So we hear a lot about how expensive it is to buy a home and how a lot of people are being priced out of the market, but so 1 in 10 new home buyers are cash buyers. So that was interesting to me. She accredited it that happening to a lot of people getting inheritance from their baby boomer parents. So as they're maybe just holding out in the house they were living in, I don't want to say waiting for their parents to die, but as their parents die, they're inheriting a great amount of wealth, and so they're able to do that. So that's great and interesting. Let's see what else. So back to the gym this week. So again, I was trying to hit my 3 day a week per goal. Last week I hit 2 days. So the Thursday I've been debating whether I should even try to hit the Thursday anymore because it the schedule that I've created doesn't really allow for it to be in my normal spot when I go to the gym, which is in the morning. So I've been coming into the office early on Thursdays. So I think I'm pretty satisfied with what I've been doing. I'm getting 5 days of exercise. I play 3 days of hockey, and 2 days of going to the gym and working out and hitting the treadmill. So I'm feeling pretty good about my health. Overall, my HRV has been great. All my stats have been great. So the one thing I noticed this week that happened that was kind of exciting to me and is when my HRV is actually higher than my heart rate. So I think my heart rate was 53, my resting heart rate, and my HRV was in the high 50s. So I thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, I just want to keep pushing that farther and farther away from each other, which would be ideal. And then hockey. So let's talk about hockey. We tied our fifth playoff game. So we're still undefeated. That's really great. We were playing the undefeated team, so it was an exciting game. It was 4-4. As ended up what it be. We tied. So now we're in second place. They're in first place, and we are in second place. And then the other team that's right behind us, I think, is 2 points behind us, and we play them this week. So another must win this week for us, and I'll keep you informed on how that's going. Let's see. So I continued to make calls. We had the Z boot camp last week, so that kind of was that last week. I'm doing this in almost 2 weeks after all this happened, so I got to make sure that's right. But, anyways, so I just wanted to. I don't think that is right, but anyways, regardless, I know these numbers are right. So these are my call numbers from 227 to 36. So I had 86 people that I called, 31 people I connected to, and 23 people I had conversations with. So in the mix of all that, I did put in one offer this week, and we actually that offer actually just got turned down, so that kind of sucked. With no counter offer and not much information from them about where we need to be in order to get the deal done. I've been trying to work with the other agent, and they're very unwilling to give me any information. So that's kind of sucks. We're all. I understand they have their client's position to protect, but at the same time, without us getting a deal done, which is where we're at now, I don't see how that's helping their client either. So, get along with the other agents. It's always nice to play nice. So, and then I had another weird one over the weekend where I was showing a couple a house for the first time, and this was a Zillow lead, and so it was my first time meeting them. I went out to the house. They were excited about it. They wanted to make an offer, so I was like, great. Couldn't wait. So we got everything over to them, the paperwork, and overnight they didn't sign it, and then in the morning they just said they didn't want to make the offer anymore, and they're just gonna not look anymore right now. So that was kind of a shocker. I'm not sure what happened there, so we're trying to still figure that out, and they're being a little bit unresponsive. And then I have another deal that's been kind of driving me crazy. It's a sheriff sale deal, and I don't want to get into all the details, but that one's been heavily weighing on my mind. I did nurture my sphere a little bit more too, and I was able to pick up the listing that I picked up off of Facebook, so that was great. I did get that one signed this week, and then I have a condo listing that I'm still working on. That was supposed to actually also take place this week, but they had a few repairs to do first, and they haven't responded yet, so I'm not sure how that's going. So yeah, that's about it. And so now we're gonna get over, and we're gonna have Joe on, and then I'll be back at the end to give you my little Asian attraction and local Joe to go. So I'll see you in a minute. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Local Joe's episode 4. I got Joe Chidiac sitting here with me. I appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
Well,
you're having me actually, right?
no problem. Welcome.
Yeah. So we're here at Mark White and Associates. They're over in Troy. So the way we met actually was me coming here before. I don't know if you remember, but you had Russ here
Yep.
doing.
So Russ Lagan, Director of Growth, or VP of Growth at EXP, he was giving a talk here. We do a monthly guest speaker. So he was coming in, and everybody's invited to come by.
Yep.
And I'm glad you stopped by. We got to meet, so it's good.
Yeah, it was great, and I really appreciated Russ's thing too because it kind of got me headed in the right direction for 2026.
Yeah,
is what
he's
he was
great.
talking about.
He's amazing.
So I thought we'd start a little bit today. You could tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of where you grew up, kind of your background and family and stuff like that.
Sure, man. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm born and bred Metro Detroit. So we're here in our office in Troy, and these are kind of my stopping grounds. I mean, I grew up in Bloomfield.
Okay.
I went to Country Day. It's over in Beverly Hills. Um, all my life, and then I went to Michigan State. And
I'm a fellow Spartan, by the way. I didn't know
Go
that. So,
Green.
yep, that's cool.
I said go green.
Right, blue. Go white. Go white. Yeah.
You almost said blue. You almost said blue.
That's because it's always to fight against each other, right?
Yes, fair enough. Yeah, my household too. And I know we were going to get into what I did before, but might as well get into it now. So Michigan State, I was pre-med.
Okay.
And then I actually did go to med school.
Okay.
So I did 2 years of medical school.
Was that your plan or your parents' plan, or how did you get into the med school thing?
A little bit of both. A little bit of just, not knowing what else to do with my life.
Yeah.
They didn't force me to, but
they didn't argue with you, right? You're
else?
like, I'm going to be a doctor.
What else? Okay. What else should I do? He's a doctor. My dad's a doctor. My grandpa was a doctor.
That makes sense then.
Yeah. So I tried that out. I mean, I was doing well. It's not like I was like a failure dropout or something. It took me a while to realize it's not what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And it still took me a while to figure out what it was I wanted
to do next.
But anyways, that's where I'm from. That's my story.
Okay. So then did you finish school? You finished...
so I finished 2 years of med school.
Okay.
And then that's when I called it quits. And I did a bunch of random stuff.
After that.
I moved to downtown Detroit, and I just kind of had to figure it out because I had no experience, work experience wise, besides working in hospitals, volunteering, being a nurse's aide, things like that. I mean, working in an anatomy lab,
all different,
very different,
very
life.
Interesting stuff.
I've had past lives. And
how'd you end up in downtown Detroit?
It was just where my friends were. It was where it was fun to hang out, right? Those were the days, man. 2015.
Okay.
Detroit does the Renaissance, right?
Gotcha.
So good times there. And I don't know. I just found myself doing a lot of things like networking, going to different events. I was working with a couple nonprofits and putting together fundraisers, working with a couple startup companies. I don't know. I didn't know what to do because I wasn't going to just apply for some random starter job and make 30 grand a year or whatever. I didn't know what to do with my life. I thought I was.
Were you working for these different places? You're saying
kind of, sort of. Sometimes I was making money, sometimes I wasn't. Luckily, I made a little Bitcoin money, so that helped me out for a second. But
yeah,
I was, crashing at my buddy's house and just figuring it out.
Right. That's what you do in your 20s, right?
Yeah. Basically. So I didn't really know what else to do. So those were fun times. But eventually, I was like, all right. What am I going to do with my life? I even thought I was going to make a business out of that. Just kind of being jack of all trades in Detroit and networking and connecting people.
The connector.
Because I was just being a connector, which is what we do now, right? Exactly. Connecting people. It's a people person. Which luckily I had a natural ability at, which would have come in handy in medicine.
It does now.
To an extent, but I didn't want to sit around and study books all the time. So enough of that. And I thought I was going to kind of make a go at it. And at the time, I don't know, man, I was just kind of hitting a wall. I mean, when I quit med school, I really hit a wall because I was I've just spent the past 6 years of my life doing this.
Yeah. You probably got some debt there too, right?
It was tough, man. And it was I felt like a little bit of a failure. And I was like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
So it was really tough. And then that was tough too, where I had spent a couple of years in Detroit, and I was like, what is this going to amount to? So at the time, I was working with a startup company that was helping with it was an app for food ordering and stuff. And so I was trying to sign up all these restaurants. And I remember this one restaurant person was just like, you don't know anything about the restaurant industry. I was like, you're right, I don't. And I'd also kind of hit this place where I was like, you know what? I've never lived outside of Michigan. I've never tried anything. I'm gonna just try something new. I got nothing keeping me here.
Yeah.
And nothing going on. I moved down to Fort Lauderdale with my buddy.
Okay.
He lived in downtown Fort Lauderdale.
It's a big change.
Yeah. I was like, whatever, man. Downtown Fort Lauderdale. Lived right downtown. He had a 2-bedroom. He was like, come down live with me. I was like, all right. So, and I just had that restaurant thing in my mind. And again, I have no work experience. Who's going to hire me for a normal job? Let alone do I want to do a normal job? So I walked into a few restaurants on the main drag, right? Pretty nice restaurants.
Okay.
Figured I could make some good money. They're like, you have no experience. Again,
Right.
go to Cheesecake Factory. I was like, you know what? I will. I walked
That's what
into
you did?
Cheesecake Factory,
Okay.
of all things,
Start
right?
at the bottom, right?
So here, starting at the bottom.
Yeah.
Hey, Cheesecake Factory. I'm not going to knock it.
Yeah,
Whatever.
not the bottom of the
But-
restaurant level.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the
yeah.
job
And luckily,
level,
luckily they didn't start me at the bottom because they should have started me as a busser.
right.
But they let me be a server. They figured
Okay.
I could do it. So
How'd
here
you
I
like
am.
that?
So here I am in Fort Lauderdale. Don't know a single soul except my buddy I'm living with. Working at the Cheesecake Factory with a bunch of, I don't know, random people from Florida.
Right.
You know, Florida man.
Florida's bad enough, right?
Yeah, Florida people. But they were great. I made some good friendships.
Sorry,
there.
Florida. Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah. So I was doing that. Obviously, dead end, right? You're serving tables. But
Yep.
It's cool, right? You're interacting with people,
Yes.
right? Which, honestly, for real estate agents, like I recommend
practice.
serving tables.
Yeah.
Right? Especially in the beginning, too. Like even maybe when you start in real estate and you
Yeah.
just need to pay the bills, like that's a nice flexible job to have while you
pays
still
pretty
like
decent,
are going
too,
on. And you
honestly.
can make decent
Yeah.
money, right? But again, it's not a career. It's
Right.
not something that you want to keep going. So eventually I started thinking, okay, well, what did I do in Detroit that I actually enjoyed doing? And it was kind of the nonprofit stuff and putting events together and just helping people,
Yeah.
but also connecting people. So I did get this job at a nonprofit down there. I was an event coordinator for them. I was still serving tables, but I just didn't really mesh with the job. I wasn't that passionate about it.
The
And-
nonprofit or the
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just kind of catching up to me that I don't know anyone down here.
Yeah.
I kind of miss
It's hard
home.
to network when you don't.
So I was only down there for a year and a half, and I moved back again, not knowing what I was going to do.
Yep.
But hey, we got a Cheesecake Factory in Nova, and I can easily transfer.
There you go.
So I transferred,
Okay.
staying at my parents' house in Northville. They had moved from Bloomfield to Northville about 10 years ago, and worked there. And honestly, on a hunch, I would say, I
Okay.
went and got the real estate license.
Just
People told me
out
to
of
do
nowhere
it.
by yourself.
People had
Just
told me to do it. No, people had mentioned it. Like,
Okay.
you'd be good
like
at this.
it's a great
or something.
job or whatever. Yeah.
But I just did it. And, passed the test, whatever. And didn't really know the first thing about what to do.
What to do next.
I had, the only person I knew was the guy that, I grew up with playing soccer with, my dad's buddy. My uncle's good friend from Lebanon, Tony Yezvik out of, he's a part owner at Keller Williams.
Okay.
Metro, great guy. He didn't exactly have the time to like mentor me or anything, but like he gave me some advice. I joined Keller Williams Metro in Royal Oak because I figured whatever, that's where I'll start. But I sat and did nothing for 3 weeks.
Okay.
And I told Tony this.
What do you mean by do nothing? You didn't know
Like
what to do
literally, I did nothing.
because you didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
Or
I was still serving tables, right? And I didn't know what to do.
yeah,
I had no guidance.
because they have kind of a good training at Keller Williams, don't they? Or that's what I've heard.
Kind of,
before.
sort of.
Yeah,
They definitely do.
or at least
like,
back in the day, it
they
was
do.
better than.
No, they do. They
Okay.
still advertise themselves as the training brokerage. This
Right.
is where everybody starts. I'm
Yeah.
not going to knock it. Maybe it was on me. Maybe I didn't tap into it as much as I should have. I know they assign you a mentor for your first couple deals
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And again, I didn't give it that much time. It was 3 weeks. And then I went to Tony because I interviewed at Mark Z.
Okay.
And because I was roommates with Mark's cousin, Alex
Okay.
Zaid,
Yep.
who's a legend. Shout out Icon Anti-Aging. And I interviewed, learned a little bit about it. At the time, think about it. 2019, how many people were at the EXP
Yeah.
in Michigan at the time? Not a whole lot.
Not a ton. Yeah.
People were still talking a lot of smack about it, especially Keller Williams people.
Yeah.
Right? So when I tell Tony, well, I was thinking about Z, he was like, hey, if you want to join a team, join a Keller Williams team.
Right.
So
That's what
Mr. Michael Perna
okay.
calls me up, tells me the drill, and I jumped in head first. And,
So that was the team you joined?
that was Michael Perna.
Okay.
Yep, I was on the Perna team. Now,
They weren't with the XP at that time?
No, they were with
Okay.
Keller Williams. They came over in 2023.
Gotcha.
I think Kurt and Mark, Z, were probably able to convince him at that time, which I'm so glad they did.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that later. But I jumped in, great people there, trained me. At the time, Z was like the mega team,
Yeah.
in my opinion, at least of what I knew about real estate. Perna was like 15 agents, and now they're what, like 100 agents?
Yeah.
Right? So luckily, I feel like I joined at the right time there. And luckily, it was pre-COVID too.
So
When like I think a lot of agents got into it just because
Yeah.
they were like, what do I do?
What
I
else
lost
is there
my
to
normal
do? And
job.
plus, prices were going crazy, so
Yeah.
everybody thought it was a
So, and it was a decent market too. The rates were like 4% at the end of 2019.
for sure.
So I joined in June, and I think by the end of the year, you know, ramping up, I did close about 2 million
Okay.
while serving tables. But I quit once I got my first paycheck. Right. So starting June, first
You quit
paycheck.
serving tables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quit. Yeah. So around September, first paycheck, quit, and then kept it rolling.
Gotcha.
I would say if I go from like June to June, by that time I did close about 10 million.
Okay. So you were doing well for
the
your first year. That's
right.
a great first
But again, only because of the support, the training, the leads. Obviously,
it does make a huge difference, right?
You know, and that's, I'm never going to knock the Perna team. Amazing place. They give a ton of resources.
Yep.
And taught me a lot, not about just being a great agent, but also how to run a team.
Yeah.
So that's what we do now. And you know, it was up and up from there, man.
Yeah. Well, that sounds great. So we did kind of skip ahead a little bit, so I just want to go back.
I tend to do that.
That's okay. We'll jump around
a little bit.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we cover kind of your family and stuff a little bit.
Sure.
About.
Yeah.
I mean, I did take a look at your Instagram, and you mentioned being a dog dad and also a boy dad. So
yeah, I got little Pepper. That's Pepper, little French bulldog. Yeah. She's 4. She's a cutie. Got married about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And we have a 10-month-old.
Nice.
Yeah.
So your hands are full then.
Very.
Yeah, that's the best time though, when you can just hold them and they're so.
He's
so
getting more
beautiful.
fun now. Like he has more of a personality.
Yeah.
And you know, he's playing and laughing. He's always happy.
Yeah.
He's a great baby.
Kids are great. So.
Yeah.
All right, so that's great. And then, what area do you live in now? Did you mention?
We have a place in Royal Oak.
Okay, so you live close by here.
Yeah.
And what do you do for fun? Do you have any hobbies or anything that
Dude,
you do?
I mean,
work?
I'm just working, man.
That's it.
We're hustlers, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
When do we have time for that? I mean, and I don't know.
You don't get into any
people
sports
should
or
have
anything like that?
hobbies.
Yeah.
I recommend that my agents have something outside of work. But I am definitely a workaholic.
Okay.
But
the first step is admitting you have a problem. Right?
Thank you. But when I'm not, it's honestly, it's bad. But it's honestly, it's TV.
Okay.
Like I just
need to
decompress, man.
Yeah.
I'm very into TV. I'm kind of like, I'm a history buff.
Okay.
So like documentaries too. I don't know. That's just my thing.
I got it.
That's how I decompress. Yeah, I was into soccer for a while. I had too many injuries. That was probably my hobby a few years back. But
did you play that in school or anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were an athlete back then?
Yeah, just soccer. I did a little bit of lacrosse, but yeah, not too many like hobbies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I can understand that because honestly, a lot of the stuff I've been learning lately, I'm picking up new hobbies like doing a podcast, right? So there's a lot of stuff I have to learn just to make this happen.
We wear a lot of hats.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So we kind of went over what other jobs you had and then where you started. And you mentioned the Perna team, and even kind of why you picked real estate, right? Well, you didn't really. It was just your friend. You just kind of
think about
got pushed into it a little bit.
Again, no experience.
Yeah.
No work experience. A natural ability to connect.
Right.
You know.
Well, that makes sense now, but before you were an agent.
The good thing and the bad thing about this industry is there is no barrier of entry.
Right. And this,
you spend $100 on a Groupon, get through your 40 hours. You spend $80 on a test, pass it.
You're on.
Get 70%.
Right.
Boom. You're
which a lot of agents
have
trouble
and be 18 years old.
Right.
You don't even need a GED.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you have to be 18?
That's it. Yes.
Not to buy real estate, but
to be an agent. That's literally it. Again, the good thing for me, because anyone can make it, right? But again, the bad thing, because we are flooded
Right,
with agents
with bad
who have
agents.
no business being.
And you can see that in the numbers, right? I don't know if you saw the NAR numbers showing
Was it 74% or something?
sold like nothing.
Sold absolutely nothing.
Which is crazy.
And then the next like 20% is one home or something. Yeah.
It was basically, Kurt was showing me the numbers today. It was like 7% of the agents did basically everything. You know, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's worse. Yeah. It's worse than the 80-20 rule, right?
And you wonder,
80% of the people do 20, like 20% of the people do 80% of the business. It's worse than that.
Yeah.
It's like 95. Yeah.
But I guess that's good if you're an agent that can be in that top, right?
That's the goal, man.
So we kind of talked about your first year. You covered a lot of stuff I have on my list here already.
Yeah, I rambled, like I said. Yeah, I'll get to it.
So let's talk about kind of when did you make the switch over here to Mark White, and what prompted that transition?
Yeah, man. No, I mean, and back to Perna, man. You know, props to them. Seeing something in me pretty early on.
Yeah.
Honestly, like again, I joined in June, and in less than a year, like I think around the time with COVID, right? I mean, talk about hitting another low, man. I had finally found something that I was good at, and they shut down real estate.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going to happen next. Yeah. But anyways, around that time, I was actually already tapped for like mentorship, leadership position.
Okay.
To help other agents on the team, which is crazy, right?
So what do you attribute kind of your early success like that? Is it something I know it's probably a combination of you and them, right? Them helping you and you being you, but
just give me the ball and let me run with it, kind of thing, right?
Did they have more of a plan for you though, so that it was easier for you to run the ball in the right direction?
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Right, and that's what I tell agents when I interview them to want to join the team. I was like, listen, I'll give you the ball, I'll give you all the tools. You just got to run with it.
Yeah.
Right, because in the end, you're your own boss. I'm not your boss. I'm your coach.
Right.
Right, and if you have the right tools to succeed, the right training, the right opportunities, anyone can do it if you're willing to put the work in. And at the time, I had a chip on my shoulder. I needed to find a place in this world.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
I needed a career. I felt like a
failure.
Kind of
lost a little bit. Yeah.
I was completely lost.
Yeah.
And I needed to prove myself.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the success came. Now, the other piece of it, and why I think I was tapped for the leadership thing, was I already found myself helping others. And again, that's just
was your natural
wanting to help.
Obviously,
others.
You were drawn to that before with the nonprofits,
medicine, everything, right? I just want to help people.
And even in real estate, that's what we're doing.
I mean, I was Michigan State at my frat. I was the philanthropy chair. Okay. I don't know, man.
Well, that's good.
Not that we did that many good things.
There could be a lot of other habits that wouldn't be so valuable, right? Like being I had those being the guy that cares is a good one.
Yeah. So, but anyways, so we. So I was helping agents. I was mentoring them through their first deals and stuff like that, doing my own deals. And then Mark White, my partner now, he was also at the Perna team.
Oh, okay.
He started about a year before me.
Yep.
He was doing pretty well as well. He was like in the top 5 on the team. Me and him were neck and neck for sure. But he also had a just natural kind of wanting to help others, but also wanting to move up.
Okay.
And he got the first like leadership role at the company. Right. So they got Mike, the CEO, right? Sadie's director of trainer. She's amazing. She trained me. And Austin, the director of sales. I actually came in before Austin.
Okay.
Like he wasn't there yet. And then he came in and then he took the team to the next level. Right. He's incredible. I still consider him my mentor. And other than that, there's no one really, other than director of ops, there's no one really like in a leadership position. And so they figured hire from within. They did that with Mark. And then they decided to do that with me.
Okay.
And so me and him created a role that is still in place at Perna, which is called sales production leader.
Okay.
And hotline bling, we call it actually.
What is that?
Like hit me on my hotline bling.
Okay.
So if there's ever an issue, so you don't have to bother Mike or Austin or Sadie, right? You bother one of the sales production leaders.
Okay.
So any agent calls anytime.
That's
get a
really
question.
valuable.
It's a broker hotline, right? broker hotline, right? Those solo agents, like they have to call their broker. Well,
Yeah.
cool. Your broker also has to deal with hundreds of other agents. They
Yeah,
don't really
for
have
sure.
time for you. We do. And we also would, we were what's called a negotiation specialist, where they would, like an agent, they're ready to write their first offer, and they would literally say to their client, hey, great, I'm going to bring in my negotiation specialist, right? I'd get on the line with the client. I'd go over the terms of the offer.
Okay.
Again, this was 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
This was the
The
craziest
negotiations
market.
were.
I needed to get in there and help them understand not only
What was
how to
going
just
on.
write a basic offer,
Yeah.
but we're talking appraisal guarantees,
All that
escalations,
stuff.
waived inspections, all of these different things. I came up with a full, like, multiple offer addendum to
Gotcha.
help with all the paying for transfer taxes for the seller and closing costs. All
Anything
these things
to make the deal look better.
right? So, so me and Mark ended up having a hand in a lot of the growth of the team at the time. We developed the offer writing system where they have an assistant write the offers for them.
Okay.
We developed a bunch of the Slack channels, like the group chat and how like that would work. Just a few different things where we were able to help contribute to leadership. Then there was a time around mid to late 2023 when, you know, we were doing well. We brought on a third sales production leader that was helping us out. Now they have 4, I believe.
Okay.
Just to deal with the size of the
yeah,
company.
for sure. As the team grows.
And it was great. But I think me and Mark did have bigger dreams. And it's not like we discussed this or like had this as an intention. Like I could still be on the current team, but it's just kind of the way things happened.
Yeah.
He booked a book of business, massive, like $30 million worth of new builds.
Okay.
And, you know, he wanted to figure out the right way that he could make it work with the team. And I think that just didn't work out. And he decided to go at it on his own.
Okay.
So he interviewed at a few brokerages. Now, the funny thing was, being in leadership, we knew what was about to happen.
Yeah.
Which was the switch to EXP.
Right.
Mike switched 100 agents from Keller Williams to EXP.
Yeah.
Huge surprise to the local industry in November of 23. Mark left about 3 weeks prior. He interviewed at Max Brook. He interviewed at a few other places, and he actually ended up at EXP.
Right.
So he joined EXP before Perna even did.
Okay.
So we got all transferred over. Mark was on his own, doing his thing with his new builds. And
you left with Mark at the same time?
No. I had no
Perna.
intention of leaving.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. This was his thing. Right. I was still a sales production leader, working with the other sales production leaders. I was still producing.
Yep.
Doing my thing in the leadership meetings, everything. And I mean, he could tell the story better, but at some point, some agent who, you know, because we had a lot of agents at the Perna team, right? Some that joined, some that left, some that did well, some that didn't, but they knew us, because they had a lot of one-on-one time with us as hotline and all those things. And I guess some agent approached him and just said, "Hey, have you ever thought of starting a team?" He was like, "Not really, but let's figure it out."
Yeah.
And so again, I'm doing my thing at Perna. You know, I'm doing my sales and everything, and it's going great. But, you know, I'm seeing what Mark's doing. You know, I did not intend on leaving. I really didn't.
Yeah.
And I was impressed by his ability to grow, like, the structure of the team. He's very, like, operations oriented and understands, like, lead acquisition and where to delegate funds and hiring, like, assistants and all the different
being
things.
efficient.
He structured it as like a mini Perna team.
Gotcha.
So he had all the similar systems, and it was pretty cool to see. And at the time, he had about 3 agents, and we started talking. I think it was opening day in April of 20. You know what? Sorry, Perna left in October 22. So opening day of 23 in April. We kind of just said maybe something could happen, because he was saying, like, listen, man, I'm doing my deals. I'm kind of drowning with all the questions that these 3 agents keep asking.
He needed your help, basically.
And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I'm jumping ship into like a very unknown territory here. I'm taking a gamble on you. I've got a sure thing with Perna. I don't know. I don't know what it was. It was a lot of life changes at the time.
Yeah.
I just proposed to my wife in June, and July, like mid-July, is the day that I like told Mike and Austin I'm leaving.
Okay. So that was a big year for you, huh? A lot of change.
A lot of change.
Yeah.
And it was a very difficult decision.
Right.
Again, they made me who I was. That's where I started. And I took a gamble starting our own thing. But I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Here we are. So again, 3 agents at the time. We're at about 35.
Nice. So you guys have been doing great. So how is it that you grow your team? What do you guys use to recruit agents, or how do you draw people in here?
I'll tell you, in the beginning, man, it was the contacts that we already had.
Yeah.
It's not like we were like poaching agents from Perna. It was just like they knew
who you were already.
And I think there was only like 1 or 2 that like left Perna and came directly to us. It was mostly agents who had already left Perna.
Okay.
And then came to us because they knew us. Other than that, Indeed ads, reaching out to people. Because again, the nice thing about my role as negotiation specialist was I wasn't only doing my own deals, but connecting with co-op agents on the other side.
Right.
I was connecting with all
everybody's deals, basically.
Of those deals, right? Right? So even if I did 50 deals that year, I was a part of 200 deals.
Right.
Right. So
you're definitely getting well known.
So needless to say, I quickly got to know a lot more agents in the market quicker than most people.
Yeah.
So that helped. And then again, actually leveraging more of EXP too. I think within Perna, because that's where I started, we were in our bubble of like what Perna provided, which was amazing.
Yep.
Again, but like we didn't see any need for any outside help. But when it was just us, we did need to tap into the broker and kind of see what resources
what else they could help
has to us for us to help grow.
Yeah.
Us and that was really helpful too. Connecting with Kurt and Mark,
right,
and others in the local area too.
One of the things I've found since I've been at EXP is the collaboration and just the teamwork and just
huge.
You sitting here with me talking, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it's great. So that's, I can appreciate that.
No, it's been huge, man. Just like knowing people again, like knowing we're us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He just comes, the vice president, right? And he comes here and talks to us like it's
like Kurt.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
Like these are big people at the company.
Right. That are willing to help anytime too, is what I've found.
On the NASDAQ, right? 90,000 agents worldwide, 28 countries.
Yep.
Right. And they'll take the time to talk to the little guy.
Right.
Right. And that's amazing. Like we're on Zooms with people all around the country.
Oh yeah.
The collaboration is endless.
I do the coaching call every morning with Kurt and them.
Breakfast Club?
Yeah, the Breakfast Club. So I really like, I've been
Wake
doing
up in the morning, put yourself on mute, brush your teeth, and listen.
Yeah, it's a great way to just get your day going the right way, right? Yeah, exactly. So I love that.
Yeah, I have it on my agents' calendars so
they can all tap into it. Yeah, for sure. Honestly, if you're not listening to it, I think you're kind of crazy because I get so much good advice too. And as the market's changing, you can just feel it from the agents about what they're talking about. You just really get a lot of insight, little nuggets all the time. Every day. So you kind of talked about being a team leader. So why don't you talk a little bit about how you guys set your agents up for success here? What is it? What kind of programs do you have? What kind of training?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's funny because you walked in and I was in the middle of like revamping our training a lot. So there will be some changes, which I'm really excited about. Just always wanting to make sure I'm giving them the right tools and we're guiding them the right way. But currently I have what I call the 4-week sprint training camp, where they get in week 1. They are learning our systems, onboarding to our systems, and starting to talk to people by the end of the week, right? Week 2, we're talking a little bit more about the ins and outs of like real estate deals, how to properly follow up with people. Week 3, writing offers, stuff like that. Week 4, a little more, just higher level type of conversations. And then there's all the scripts and objection handlers and everything to go through. I mean, it's just a massive training platform that I built out. But in addition to that, just being hands-on. The office is available to them 24/7. I'm here every day. You guys got the cool podcast booth? I mean, I like this space. Well, this is nice for video, but you have the media booth. Is that for doing? Yeah, the social media booth, the printing room, the closing room. ping pong table, the putting green.
Yeah, just the fact that you thought of any of this stuff, right?
I got my walking treadmill there. No, it's a great office.
Yeah, it is.
But having something available to the agents, even though a lot of them work from home, they're out on appointments as they should be. But I'm always here, especially for the new agents. Come into the office. I'm hands on with you. I might be doing my own thing, but I can hear you on the phone. And when you hang up, I'm probably going to come over to you and give you some hands on advice.
Yeah, like some mentoring.
Yeah, you really need to be hands on. And then when something, my policy is I want to check in with every agent once a week.
Okay.
So that's my drive time. I don't listen to anything. I'm calling.
You're calling people.
That's when I just chit chat with them. How are you?
Yeah.
What's the latest? Who's your hot people right now? What's going on? Right. And then if they have a deal, just jumping in. I tell them CC me on every one of your offers.
Okay.
Like I'll chime in and see what I can do. I might know the listing agent.
Yeah. That always helps.
You got a listing appointment? Shoot, I'll come with you. I'll help you knock it down, but it'll be your listing in your name.
Okay.
So things like that, just making sure that they feel like their hand is being held, especially in the beginning.
Yeah. How many agents do you guys have at your brokers now?
It's like 35.
Okay. So you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, part of them are part-time. Part of them, they like to hang their hat here so that they can help their friends and family and stuff like that when a deal comes across their lap because they have another job.
Yep.
But it's my full-time agents that I really spend more time with.
Gotcha. Do they come in here every day? A lot of them and do the.
There's maybe on average like 3 to 5 people here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good. Keep everything going busy and.
Yeah, I mean people are here, but we like to get together on Tuesdays, and that's when they'll be generally closer to like 15, 20 people here.
Gotcha. So what do you think it is that makes you the most successful? If you just had to pick one thing that makes you the most successful,
I can't stop talking.
You can't stop talking.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I don't
it
know,
is great for this job, though, right?
I know. One thing, just again,
because you seem like you've been pretty successful at everything you've done.
Coming from everything from a place of wanting to help.
Yeah.
I actually have said this on listing appointments.
Okay.
I said, hey, listen, there's a lot of agents out there, right? And honestly, like, I'm not a salesman. Okay. I don't come from a sales background.
Right.
I just told you about my background. Like, I've even told them I came from med school, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I come from wanting to help people.
Yep.
And I tell them. And I think that people could read that off of me in the beginning, and that's why I was successful in the beginning. I come from a place of wanting to help.
Yeah.
That's what I try to make something that separates me. Although a lot of agents do that really well. So I tried to make it out that I'm not a salesperson.
Yeah. I agree with you, though. I think people can feel the difference. And
it's important.
I've heard Kurt say it a lot of times that if you help enough people get what they want, you'll never want for anything. So that's kind of a good way of looking at it, you know. So what about, just out of curiosity, do you do an investing in real estate yourself, or?
Yeah. Wow. No, actually, last year was pretty good. We did 3 flips and acquired a rental property.
Do you do mostly flips, or you do buy and hold? You do a little
I prefer the flips.
Yeah.
There's a lot of risk with the buy and hold. But I can't say I'm an expert in it. Honestly, we've done 4 total flips. At least I have. I think Mark's done like 3 more before me.
So you just kind of started doing that last year?
Yeah. Well, I really would love to scale. We'd like to be at least 10 a year.
Yeah. It was always funny to me because you see a lot of agents that don't do investing, and they have access to all the deals, right? Like they see them all the time. I always just thought it should be natural. I mean, I know a lot of agents do, but a lot of agents don't.
So classic, like $1 million real estate agent, right?
Yeah.
Gary Keller.
Yeah.
Right? Every listing appointment you walk into, you're either listing it or you're buying it.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it.
You have to have that mindset.
Yeah.
And most agents do not.
Right.
And honestly, I didn't have that mindset until later on. And frankly, I'm glad I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't. Because in my opinion, one thing I tell my agents and any agent is master one thing at a time.
Yeah.
A lot of agents get into the industry wanting to do investing, and I just say, slow down for a second. become a great buyer's agent, become a great listing agent, understand the business.
Yeah, one step at a time.
Then venture into
focus, right?
investing. Because how can you, like, you can't be your head in multiple different directions.
It is a lot.
Investing takes up a lot of your time, which frankly is why last year, in terms of personal sales, was my worst year ever.
But you were doing
so
you were spread out,
coaching and the flips.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you find that you've lost a lot of your production just trying to help the team as that's gone on?
100%.
Yeah.
And I remember Austin saying this all the time too. He's like, guys, I could go just be selling
right
now, and I'd be making a hell of a lot more than I do helping you guys.
Right.
And he didn't say it in those ways.
But
he didn't say it.
But that's what he meant.
But it's essentially the same thing, right? It's like, but again, me, Austin, people like that.
The main goal isn't money,
who wants
right?
To help.
Yeah.
People.
Right.
And it comes back to you.
Yep, for sure. And I think honestly, you know, people talk about success, but being successful at just helping people can be very fulfilling as much as any kind of money you could possibly get, right?
Yeah.
So I can appreciate that. So what about long-term goals? What do you guys see the future for Mark White? What is the plan here? Do you have a plan? And
well, we're just going to take down Mark Z and the team and all the other Best Life and all the other team. We're going to be number one. That would be great. No,
yeah. Maybe honestly, we could take down the other teams and leave the EXP teams around.
Yeah. No, I got you. No, I do agree with that. But no, I mean, you talk to Mark a little more about big picture with the team. He's a little more of the strategist, big picture. I try to be more in the nitty gritty with the agents.
Do you want to keep getting bigger and bigger though? Is that kind of the goal, or is there a certain kind of size that's
too big that anything is lost?
Right.
I feel that sometimes if you do get too big, not only can agents be lost in the shuffle, like not getting the attention they need, but also clients.
Yeah, I bet.
You're managing so many listings. But if you understand scale and you get the right systems in place,
right,
like some of those massive teams at EXP, like the people who are in the top 10 nationwide, you know, they do it.
They figured it out.
They do it really well, and agents get top level service, and clients do too. And hey, if we can do that, great. I'm all for it. You know, as long as we can. But at that point, you got to bring in the right people.
Right.
Right now, it's literally me and him.
We don't
have other leadership. We don't have a director.
But it's important that you have that mindset, right? Because you're looking to build those systems that
honestly, the motto, right? And Marissa Rello, she's great, right? She was director of ops over at Z for a second.
Yeah.
Right. She consulted with us.
Okay.
Actually, she's amazing. And one of her mottos, it's probably Kurt's motto, honestly. She works closely with him. Say yes, then figure it out.
Right.
Right.
That sounds like Kurt.
And so that's where I'm at. So if you ask me what the big picture is, I have no idea, but whatever comes to me, I'm just going to say yes and figure it out.
I think that's a great way to look at everything.
And that's where we're actually trying to expand in our like wheelhouse.
Okay.
Of like what we can offer. So first off, like for clients, but also like for our agents. So I don't want to limit our agents and make them think that they're just salespeople helping buyers and sellers. If they want to be investors, be investors. Right?
Yeah.
2 of our flips were partnerships with our agents.
Okay.
Our agent went on the listing appointment. When they sat down, they realized that this seller was willing to take dirt cheap for it. They came to us. I bought it. I cut them in on the deal. We flipped it. They made a heck of a lot more than they would have
if they sold it. Yeah.
Right. So again, if they want to be investors, I want them to think broadly about what they can do.
Yeah.
Heck, even wholesaling. Like if you want to get into wholesaling, do that too. But again, master one thing at a time, but don't limit your wheelhouse once you've mastered one other thing. So another thing that I'm starting to venture into now is commercial.
I did see you recently doing some shorts or something on Instagram.
That's
some
a
commercial properties.
Man. I don't know the first thing about it. I'm say yes and figure it out, man.
Actually, you were in Farmington. I think I was trying to figure out what building you were in because you did a video inside the building and said you were in Farmington, and that's where I live.
So that technically is my first commercial closing.
Okay.
Rep the buyer.
What was it? Where was it? What?
Downtown Farmington.
I'm real familiar with it because I live there.
Downtown Farmington, just an old building, office building or something, and my client he needed a new office, so he didn't have to work from home. And
perfect.
Yeah, it was a small small deal, but great client, and that's all again relational, right?
Yeah.
Zillow client from back in the day,
Gotcha.
right? Sold him his house in Novi. Now I just helped him lease out his condo in Royal Oak, and I helped him acquire this commercial. Then, next thing you know, I'm helping to list a auto shop right now in Redford. That's on the market. If anyone wants it.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually might have a client for that one.
$2.5 million.
Oh, maybe not.
Or $17.5 a month. They'd actually prefer to rent it, but we'll see.
Okay.
And then another relationship from one of my clients. So I sold him his house in Northville. He relocated here from Houston. I had no idea what area he wanted to be in. I gave him the whole lay of the land.
Yep.
Here's how Detroit works. These are the different areas, east side, west side, where you want to be, what's going on. They're relocating here for a job.
Okay.
And we landed in Northville. They bought a beautiful house, and he is a business broker. Right now, I don't know if you know too much about business brokering.
A little bit.
You don't need a real estate license for that. It's totally different. And he keeps trying to get me to get into it, like join his company and like stop doing real estate. And I was like, no, man, no. But anyways, so his agents, again, they're not real estate licensed.
Yeah.
So he hits me up and he's like, hey, man, one of my agents has this business. It's a marijuana business.
Okay.
Dispensary, and they're selling it. And this one just happens to have real estate attached to it.
Okay,
Right?
sure.
Because most businesses, they don't have real estate attached to it. Some do. It's like, so couldn't you help on the real estate side of things? Yeah. Sure.
No problem, right?
Never done it. You got it. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
Yes, and figure it out.
And then next thing you know, actually today, family friend hits me up and says, I'm looking to acquire a business.
A dispensary?
I said, you know what? Let's figure it out. So I call up my guy, right? Again, past client.
Yeah.
He wants to work with me. I was like, can you help me figure out how to help this guy?
Yeah.
So he's helping me out. And
Sweet. They don't want the dispensary?
No. That's actually,
a different, okay.
Yeah. Getting out of the industry. But yeah, so again, just not limiting what services you can provide. But again, only after you've mastered the previous.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned wholesaling because that's actually how I got into real estate. I wanted to be a wholesaler. That was my goal. And then
a lot of money.
Yeah. And you don't have to have it is a grind. And I thought if I got my real estate license, that would be like some credibility when I knock on the door. At least they know that I'm not just some crazy person or whatever, that I'm an agent. Yeah. And if they wanted to not do wholesaling, I could list it for them. Like I could provide them two different options.
Give them both options, right? Which is what I do now on a listing appointment.
Yeah.
Right? Because I come in and be like, yeah, I can buy it.
Right.
But I can't give you market value, so I can list it too, right?
Yeah. So I think it's a great, I never ended up doing the wholesaling. I just got my real estate license and kind of went a different direction for a few years. But so I can appreciate that.
I still haven't really done it. I think the team has done like one.
Yeah.
But it's like, why not?
Why not? So I wanted to talk a little bit about how you set your agents up for success. I know you kind of mentioned you had a training program
first.
Yep. And then is there anything else first of all, is there anything that you see that most agents get wrong when they come in here and they have a plan or they think they know what they're doing? And is there one common thing that you see that agents always...
The biggest thing is mindset, man.
Yeah.
It's just mindset. Like, if you don't have your eye on the big picture, you'll be out of this business in 90 days.
What do you mean by what is the mindset you think they need to have?
Because if you think small scale, you will not see the success soon enough.
Yep.
That it just won't make sense for you. And the day in, day out grind, not seeing
the
a paycheck at the end of
it
will make no sense, right? What we do is crazy.
Yeah.
Right? We wake up every morning at zero.
Yep.
We have no guarantees. We have no paycheck. If the deal does close and we get a paycheck, where's the next one? I don't know. It all depends on the work that you put in, the amount of people you talk to, the amount of relationships you create.
Yeah.
And if those agents are not putting in the work and looking at it from a big picture mindset, they're not going to succeed. If they're just commission hungry and like, I'm just clocking in, clocking out to get my paycheck, good luck.
Yeah. And I just picked up a listing actually this week. And
what do you got? I got to buy it.
Farmington Hills, 3-bedroom, 1-bath house.
Give me a price.
$275.
I got you.
Yep. So the nice thing about that one though was it was actually from providing value is how I picked up the listing. So they were looking for someone to help clean out their house and on Facebook, and I just connected my brother who does that kind of work with them. So I was kind of helping both of them out, and then I found out from my brother that they had the listing.
Cool.
I didn't even know that. So yeah, that was great. So I think that's a great way to just approach it. Just provide value and hope for the best, right? And usually it works out. So I'm a big believer in just do the right thing and things work out.
I agree, man.
So what about social media? Do you get into that at all? What's your take on that?
Man, that is my goal this year. I really need to ramp it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. In the beginning, I was like, I knew that I had to do it, right? And I coach my agents that they have to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not great. It's not glamorous. Yeah, unfortunately, we're real estate agents. We all got to be influencers, right? But you got to find your niche too, and like what it is that sets you apart.
Right.
Because I think the problem is that most agents are, just listed, just closed.
Very copy. You see the same thing on all the agents, right? Yeah.
Blah. So I, in the beginning, was doing like closing photos. Like here's my client, and then here's a story.
Okay.
Right? Because it's not just I just closed.
Yeah.
Something. It's like
the story is what they want to hear, right? Yeah, that's
and then,
great.
I don't know. For some reason, I just got busy and just stopped.
Yeah.
And
Takes
then
a little more
tried
time.
outsourcing and like hiring some company, and they just put up generic stuff. So I did nothing, and then I just did nothing.
Okay.
I was just too busy. And then finally, it was actually my cousin. Shout out to Gen Z, right? Who's like, dude, like videos, short form, reels.
Yeah.
Get it out there. Talk to the camera.
Right.
That's all I've been doing.
Yeah.
I literally, boom. I have an idea. Like a situation just happened. I just got off the phone.
Right.
That's what I'm doing right now. So
and honestly, that's
like my shtick that I'm trying to do is like,
I think that's a good stick though, because when you just said a lot of the agents do the same thing, right? They're posting their just closed or whatever videos. That what they're looking for is a little differentiation between you and all the other agents, and that's your personality, right? So that's what comes out when you're doing the short form. I feel like
unless you're doing a video.
Yeah, and you're just being
see the way you talk, how do you talk, like,
and what are you talking about, and what is it? What do you care about?
Yeah, exactly, and it's different. It's either a client thing or maybe it's an agent thing. I mean,
do you do personal stuff too? Because I do sometimes. Like when I go play hockey, I just kind of like, hey, I'm on my way to play hockey.
Personal stuff, I just keep to the story.
Okay.
Honestly, which you should also do. Like you should like anytime someone goes to your profile, you should have something in your story currently, right?
Gotcha.
It expires after 24 hours, whatever, but there should be something there, personal or business. It's like a food pic,
something,
whatever,
right?
A baby pic, right? Which is mostly what mine is, right? Babies. But I don't know. I've been keeping the grid more so.
Gotcha.
Business. And because obviously I recruit too, whether it's to the team or to EXP worldwide. So I gear my videos in some way that touches like all three pieces.
Okay.
Right? I want to be talking to an agent, a seller, and a buyer.
All at one time. Yeah.
Somehow. Like, what is the lesson here
for everybody?
This scenario that an agent can learn and that makes a buyer seller want to work with me too.
Yeah.
And then if it's something that the agent learns, well, that may attract them to want to work.
Right. That makes sense.
Or join.
Or just at least show that you have the knowledge and expertise to provide them all that stuff, right? Yeah.
The biggest thing is consistency. With frankly, you're catching me in the middle of a very bad spell right now. I think it's been 2 weeks since my last video. So don't do that.
Well,
at least 3 a week.
Yeah.
That was my goal.
We'll give you a pass. You have a young child. You were sick last week, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm going to get back at
we're going to give you a pass.
I'm getting back at it.
All right.
Just give me a bunch of shortcuts of this.
Right.
Blast it out.
That is part of what I need to work on a little bit, is doing some short form from my long video. Yeah. But it takes time. They used to have this AI that you could do on CapCut, and
don't
they did it. It would break it down, but I can't. I don't know if it's just a paid thing, and maybe I'm not on the paid version. But I didn't see it last time I was trying to use it.
I got to play around with it too. Too many AI things.
Well, I think we covered everything on my sheet. Is there anything you want to go over or anything you want to say? Where do people find you if they want to reach out to you or anybody's interested in joining the team or finding out more about your team in EXP?
Yeah, man. Mark White and Associates. We are a branch office of EXP. So there's like 23 branch offices, I think, in Metro Detroit. Z's one of them. Perna's one of them. And so, what that means is that any agent in EXP, like, if they want to come by and use our printer, like, you're more than welcome.
Yeah.
Right. Use our space, use our Wi-Fi, have a closing.
Right.
Like, give us a holler. Again, the beautiful thing of EXP, we're all collaborating.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like I appreciate you coming, by the way. Me and Joe don't know each other that well, and I just called him up and said, hey, would you be interested in doing a podcast? And right away, he's like, yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to do it. So, and that's
I
what
told him I love talking about myself.
Yeah. And he hasn't let us down today, so it's been great. Yeah. So I appreciate that. It takes a little of the pressure off of me. So,
but yeah, offices over here, Crooks and Big Beaver and Troy. It's actually been really helpful for like your agents too, because you guys are in Novi. So if there's anyone out this way, come on by.
What about your socials?
Chidiac Properties at Chidiac Properties on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I like only just downloaded TikTok when I started doing my reels.
Okay.
So again, shout out Gen Z for making me do it.
Right.
LinkedIn, Joe Chidiac, all that fun stuff, and then of course Mark White Sells is the company.
Is your company?
MarkWhiteSells.com. Mark has an interesting handle. It's like hi Mark.
I saw that.
Yeah, so find that, and then Mark White and Associates on Facebook.
That's a good one, actually. I got a chuckle out of it, so it's memorable, at least if nothing else, Mark. Right? Yeah.
So follow us. Shout out anything you need. Honestly, my whole thing is just giving and helping, and I tell agents when I interview them about joining the team or EXP, like, listen, I have a passion for helping new agents get where I am. And even if it's not here, like, hit me up for advice anytime.
Right.
Like, I'm happy to let you know. I know a lot of the brokerages and the teams around here. I can give you some advice on if you're thinking about going that way. Maybe you're not in my area. If you're somewhere else, I can refer you to another team that I think is great.
Yep.
Again, great
providing value, right?
Also around the country, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I had an agent hit me up. He was on the Perna team back in the day, and I asked him how he's doing. He's out in Chicago now, and he's like, "Dude, not great. I'm at this team at Real."
Okay.
And I said, "Dude, join a line."
Yeah.
Shout out to Brett Sikora, #1 team at EXP. Sometimes, out in Chicago, and so he joined that.
Okay.
And so now, right, again, trying to grow my organization, not just my team.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of EXP, right?
It is.
So, doesn't even have to be on my team to,
How is he liking it? Is he liking it better now that he's joined EXP?
Yeah. 100%.
So that's the best thing I've done for sure. So and the Z team, honestly, they're just so supportive, and just having that access to Mark and Kurt and Chad.
They're great people.
So
they're great people. And it's good to have them in my corner too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I appreciate you taking your time out today.
Yeah, man.
Maybe we'll get together some other time. And,
we've got our next speaker coming up. We're always doing those
for sure.
Speakers,
I appreciated that.
Come on by.
Cool.
You're
all right.
All invited too.
All right. Well, thank you.
Well, that was great, everybody, and I really want to thank Joe again for taking time out of his day and his busy schedule to meet with me and tell me all about himself, so I could get to know him a little bit better, but also let us know what it is that he does that makes him so successful. So, really appreciate Joe and Mark and everybody over there on their team for helping us out. So that was great. So, attraction action. One thing you could do this week to try to attract an agent to your organization. So I thought I'd mention social media today. So that's the one thing you could do this week. Start doing social media. So that's kind of a broad stroke, though, I guess, saying just do social media. There's multiple social media platforms, and then what do you do on the platform? So my advice would be, just like it should be for anything you're doing, is to focus on and use it for agent attraction. Find one channel. So I'm obviously choosing to do this channel, which is a podcast, which is something you could do as well. And if you do that, I'd be happy to be a guest on your show. Give me a call. Another one that you might think about doing is maybe Instagram. So a lot of people are on Instagram. A lot of agents have had a great success on Instagram. doing reels and things like that. Uh, Another thing some other people like, maybe you don't want to be on camera, although you could use AI and stuff like that to do other video, but maybe you don't want to do that and you just like the written word. So a lot of people turn to X if they're into that kind of thing. And a lot of people get a lot of traction, a lot of notoriety for being on X and their opinion about different subjects and things like that. And then I guess my final thing would be maybe Facebook and Facebook groups. So posting on Facebook, whenever I post on Instagram, I actually do that as well. I don't do that for Agent Attraction so much as I do just to kind of let people know kind of who I am, so they can get feel like they know me just from following me. I do include personal things, not only business, and I try to do that on Instagram and Facebook. And when I post on Instagram, it automatically posts on Facebook, so that's nice. And then Facebook and Facebook groups. The nice thing about the Facebook groups is they specifically are targeted toward whatever it is that you're in the group for. So I'm part of many real estate groups, wholesaling, for sale by owners, just real estate in Oakland County, Michigan real estate, all those types of things. So that's another way that you could do. So my suggestion though is just pick one thing and stick with that, and then once you kind of get a hold of that one, maybe move to the next thing. So, and finally, local Joe to go. My final thoughts to help you through the week this week. So this may seem a little weird, but my final thought to you is to be a little more selfish. Now, I care about people, and I'm always looking out for other people, but at the same time, I am a little bit selfish, and I think it's important that you are. You often hear about the they talk about on a plane. The first thing they tell you when you get on a plane is they're telling you what happens in an emergency is to put your own mask on first before you help anyone else. So my thought here today is kind of along that same line, is like, take care of yourself first. If you get to the point where you have more to give, then fine, help other people also. But definitely take care of yourself first. And it's okay to be a little bit selfish. And, if nobody else is gonna, I mean, there are people that will look out for you, but nobody is gonna care for you like you care for you. So just make sure you take care of yourself, physically, emotionally, all those different things. Physically, get to the gym, go for a walk, see a therapist, do anything you need to do to just take care of yourself, because that's important. And a lot of people talk about being efficient and being the most productive worker and all these different things, and those are great, and you can work on that type of thing too. And there's lots of ways you could be a little bit selfish in that regard as well. But what I'm talking about more is just being selfish about making sure you're taking care of yourself. That's kind of the first thing that you need to deal with, because it helps you be able to deal with the other situations better, whether it be family or work or whatever. Um, because I eat properly, because I exercise, that makes it much easier for me to come in here early in the morning and last throughout the day without getting tired and wore out and those type of things. So worry about yourself. That's the last line I have here, is worry about yourself and the world will be a better place. So there is a little bit more to that also that has been kind of on my mind lately, is like, we get exposed to so much information all the time, and it's like, what is important? What is it that I need to pay attention to? Is it my community politics? Is it my county politics? Is it my state politics, my federal, world politics? Where do you stop, and where is it that it affects you, and how do you draw that line? So I guess I kind of like to think about it a little bit, kind of like, I don't know if you remember like Zelda, the old video game, where as you went through the world, more parts of the world would open up and uncover. So you had this map, and you couldn't see; it would all be darkened. But as you went on to the world, into that world, it would open up and show you the light. It's kind of the same thing there. It's like, just keep your little purview, whatever it is, things that are affecting you in your world. Worry about that stuff. So when I originally was talking about it, I was talking about you taking care of yourself, but I'm also talking about, maybe it's not ideal for us all to be stressed out about things that are happening a state away, or maybe even 4 states away, or maybe even a country over, right? And some people would say, well, yeah, but this is happening, and how can you just sit there and watch it happen, and how can you not be mad that this is happening or compassionate about this happening? And I am all of those things, right? But the point is, how does that help at all? Is what I'm doing by getting angry or being compassionate or whatever, is that in any way helping those people? And so I believe a lot in energy. And so what I believe in is, like, if you are pissed off because you're mad about something a politician did or stayed away, and that's the anger you're feeling, right? And you got that just kind of blowing out. You're so mad at so and so, right? Is that helping anybody? Are, is it going to make him not do what he's doing, or her? Probably not. Is it going to make you feel terrible? Probably. So that's why, just worry about yourself. Make sure your stuff's good, and then do what you can after that to help other people, I guess. But if we all just worried about ourselves and our people that are close by us and within our community or our view, things that are affecting us daily, I think that would be ideal. So that's my local Joe to go. Be selfish, put yourself first, and don't worry about everything else. That'll all take care of itself. If each person does that, they'll take care of themselves. You take care of yourself. If everybody would just leave everybody alone, can't we all just get along? That's all I'm saying. So have a great week, everybody, and I will see you soon. Next week, we're actually gonna probably, I still have to confirm this, but I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have a newcomer to real estate. He just started last summer, and he's really taken off and done great things since he started. And the amazing part about it is kind of the way he did it. So stay tuned for that one. It's exciting. He just basically stuck to the plan that his mentors had given him, and just consistently did it day in and day out. And what do you know? It worked. So go out there, be consistent, and yeah, we'll see you next week. Take care.